Welcome into the Fantasy Football Happy Hour Studios. He's Jay Croucher. I'm Matthew Berry, and we are thrilled, I have to say, to welcome in Amon-Ra St. Brown, fantasy legend, fantasy superstar. And he's joining us today to remind you to try Old Spice Swagger deodorants and body washes. Old Spice Swagger gives you confidence to perform with 24/7 long-lasting freshness and is available at a store near you. Amon-Ra, let me start with this. You are known for being motivated by the 13 wide receivers that were drafted ahead of you, and that you can name them off the top of your head. You remember it every single time you do that. So, but I know a lot of different shows ask you to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm curious. Can you name some of the guys that were drafted after you? There were 18 wide receivers taken after you in that draft. Can you name any of those guys that were taken after you?
I could probably name a few, but I'm not going to do that right now. But no, I don't know all of the 18 that were drafted after me.
No, that's fair enough.
It's fair enough. I'm assuming what they do is they probably sit there and they go, Amon-Ra St. Brown was drafted ahead of me. And then they watch you play and they're like, yeah, he probably should have. Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, I don't have an issue with that. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
Hey, Amon-Ra, your nickname, the Sun God, I think that's one of the better nicknames going around, but just wanted to get your verdict on it. Are you pro or con on that nickname?
Shoot, I like it. I love it, man. Nicknames are usually things that other people give you. You're not supposed to really give yourself a nickname. That's kind of weird to me. So when I was never called the Sun God until I got here to Detroit, and they kind of, took that and ran with it. And shoot, I've been rocking with it ever since. Whatever the fans like, I like too. So they're amazing. Some of the best fans out. So Sun God is a first when I first got here. But like I said, they've been using it ever since I got here, and they love it, and I love it.
Hey, what do your friends call you, just out of curiosity? Do they call you Amon-Ra? They call you Ra? Amon-Ra? What do your friends refer to you as?
Yeah, so here in Detroit, my teammates, they call me Saint. Back home, they call me Amon. Some people call me Amon-Ra. I got a bunch of different names that they love to call me.
Fair enough. I like that. Oh, Saint, though. I like that.
Yeah, I like Saint.
I think that's pretty cool. I'm curious. So one of the things I'm known. So you're known as Saint. You're known as Amon-Ra. You're known as the Sun God. You're known as a fantasy and NFL legend. But what you may not know this is one of the things I'm known for is I am known every year I come out with my fantasy ride or die. This is the one guy that I'm planting my flag on and saying this is the guy I believe in more than any other player in the NFL. I am staking my name to this guy. It's had a pretty good track record. Last year was Jalen Hurts. 2 years before that, it was Austin Eckler. Guys that have, that are good, but that maybe haven't reached national prominence yet. And obviously, those guys have. This year, I named Amon-Ra St. Brown my fantasy football ride or die. You've made me look very smart, by the way, so congratulations on a great season so far. But I was just curious, has anyone told you that? Has that reached your radar at all? Are you aware of that at all?
I don't play any fantasy, but I do. I will say a lot of people reach out to me, whether it's, over Instagram, a bunch of DMs that I get. I would say over like 90% of them are regarding fantasy. When I'm out at the grocery store here in Detroit, out eating, eating dinner, and there's fans that, they'll want to say what's up to me, tell me to keep going. I'm having an amazing season. And then they always finish it with, and I got you on my fantasy team, man. So keep balling out. So I understand how big fantasy is. It's huge. Like I said, I don't play it, but I know a bunch of fans play it, a bunch of people that follow the NFL play it, and it's really become like its own business, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see how it's kind of funny to see how serious some people take it. But like I said, I play the game, so I can't, I don't really get caught up too much in the fantasy. But I understand for the fantasy players, man, that's their lineup, man. That's something they take super serious. So I get it.
Yeah, no, it is. It's in our little world, we take it seriously. By the way, you should not care about it at all. You should focus on helping the Lions win a Super Bowl. But I was just curious. It sounds like most of the interactions have been pretty positive. There's in any walk of life, there's always some jerks, but it sounds like it's pretty positive. And you say 90% of your interactions are around fantasy. Have any of your friends or your family members hit you up saying like, "Hey, I'm trading for you," or "Give me some inside information"?
My some of my friends do play fantasy, and they've asked me, about how the week's looking, whatever, this, that, and the other. But none of my close friends or family, my family doesn't play it, but none of my close friends have really gone too deep into fantasy and questions with me because they understand, like, I'm gonna go out there and play my best. At the end of the day, I can't really control what happens out there. So my close friends understand that, and they know, if I do get the chance to make a play, I'm gonna do my best to make it. But like I said, each week is different. But no, the interaction has been pretty positive. That's a testament to how well I've been playing, how well we've been playing as a team. But that one week I did miss was it against the Panthers. Some people weren't too happy. I'm sorry I let you guys down. I didn't play. I was hurt. I couldn't play, but for the most part, it's been pretty positive.
Hey, Amon-Ra, football question for you. Offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, I think he's one of the most respected in the game. What's it like working with Ben Johnson?
It's awesome. He's one of the brightest coaches I've ever been around. He's super intelligent. He's one of the hardest working coaches. I mean, he's in his dungeon, we call it, where he, goes over, makes his plays, watches film, whatever he does in there. He's in there all the time, dissecting defenses, trying to get a beat on what they're doing, what they like to do. He's been awesome to me. I love Coach Ben Johnson. I don't think without him, I would, this whole thing would have started from him. He's part of the reason why, towards that back half of my rookie year, I started getting more targets and more things going my way was because of him. So, I can't thank him enough. Obviously, there's other factors that go into it, but he was a huge part of it. And, man, I love having him, on our coaching staff, calling our plays. I have full confidence in whatever he calls the game plan every week because I know he puts the work in. And that's something I respect because me, myself, I like to pride myself on my work ethic and how hard I work. And so when you have a coach that's working, timeless hours on trying to get his guys in the right place to make plays, you can do nothing but respect it and go out there and give it your all.
Yeah, there's no question about it. It's been really fun to watch the entire Lions offense under Coach Johnson with yourself. It's been amazing to see what Jared's done, Sam Laporta, his emergence as well, the entire offense. And specifically, I want to talk a little bit about the running game here. At the beginning of the season, we saw Dave Montgomery just absolutely balling out behind that offensive line. So good that you guys have there in Detroit. But he's been banged up last couple of weeks. Jahmyr Gibbs really coming on strong. Just a monster game the last time we saw you guys on Monday night. I was curious because Monty's back healthy, but Gibbs came on so strong. Help us be some eyes in practice. What are you seeing and expect from the Lions run game moving forward now that both guys have been so good and established? Do you go back to Monty being the starter and Gibbs as a change of pace? Is it more 50-50? What are you seeing in practice these days?
It's tough to answer. I mean, in practice, practice looks completely different than the games. Just because in practice, there's different plays for certain players that you want in the game for that play or in that play during practice. The players aren't, the stars aren't going to take every rep in practice because you need a break. So it's kind of hard to tell in practice. But like you said, man, they both been playing great. Obviously, David was banged up the last couple of weeks, but he's back now. Jahmyr came off a strong night against the Raiders. So, I'm interested in myself to see how it goes. I think at running back it's kind of tough sometimes because you kind of do get a hot hand, and you want to ride that hot hand in the game if one back is maybe running, not better, but, having more explosive runs than the other one or whatever it may be. But to have both of them, on our team, it just gives us so many options. It's like a two-headed monster. So I know, the coaches are excited to have both of them back. We're excited as teammates to have both of them back because I think both of them are one of the best tandems in the league. And if they can both stay healthy, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with all year.
Yep. A lot of big names, Amon-Ra, on the Detroit offense between yourself and Jared Goff and Dave Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, as we spoke about, and the rookie tight end Sam Laporta. Is there anyone on offense that's a little under the radar who you think is going to have a big second half of the season?
It's tough to say. I don't think anyone really is under the radar on our team. If there's anyone that might be under the radar, you could say Josh Reynolds, maybe. He's been, I feel like every catch he has is for a first down. It's damn near an explosive catch every time. He's been great for us so far. But yeah, our offense, we got a bunch of guys on this offense that can make plays. Khalif Raymond is another wideout that on our team that's a baller. Doesn't get as many targets as some of us, but man, if you watch his tape, he's open. He's a playmaker. He's liable to make a play at any point. Jamison Williams coming on. So we just signed Donovan Peoples-Jones. So we got a bunch of weapons on this offense, and it's super exciting to be part of this team at this point.
Amon-Ra, as we talked about, fantasy football super popular, and you are often a first or second round selection. You're the star of many fantasy teams out there. And something that fantasy players do a lot is they'll name their team after their star player. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but there are a number of fantasy football teams named after you, or that they have team names inspired by you. And so some of these are good, some of these honestly not as much. But what we would love to do is run these names by you and kind of get a thumbs up and a thumbs down, whether you like the name or approve of it, or whether they should go back to the drawing board. Cool?
Got it.
All right.
Yep.
So first one is Amon a mission. So Amon,
I like it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Excellent.
What about a man among men? It's all right. You can say it's bad. I think it's
right.
I think it's bad.
I wish we would have said boys, but I like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That one's better.
Yeah.
Amon Joy.
Like the candy Almond Joy.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. But
Yeah, I
spell
like
it
that.
your way. All right. There we
Yeah.
go. I'm 2 for 2.
Okay, this one's not great, but I'm on it.
That's all right.
Yeah, easy.
Amon top of the world.
I like that one.
All right. There we go.
Okay. The Mona Lisas.
I like that because I actually went to the Mona Lisa when I was a kid, so I like that one.
There you go.
Excellent. A star among us.
I like that.
Excellent. Hey, last thing so that's the names we have. Last thing for me, Amon-Ra, is what I would love to do is, because this interview is going to be airing, and so what I want to do is have a do-it-yourself, make your own trash talk. So what I'm going to ask you to do is turn to the cameras, and fantasy managers that have you on their team will be able to clip this and send this to somebody in their league as you're about to play. So if you could say something like, hey, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I know I'm playing you this week in fantasy, you're going down, or something like that. That basically somebody's going to be able to clip, Amon-Ra talking trash to somebody in their league because you're on their team.
Yep. You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
What's up, guys? This is Amon-Ra St. Brown from the Detroit Lions. I know you have me on your fantasy team. I want to say thank you. Hopefully I've been doing well for you. But if I'm not on your team, I'm sorry. If you're playing me this week, I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna try to go crazy. I'm gonna do whatever I can to get my owners some well-earned points. But like I said, if you don't have me on your team, man, I'll be thinking about you. I'll keep you in my prayers. And on that note, go Lions.
Go Lions, indeed. I like that. I'm going to keep you in my prayers. That might be the trash talk of the season. Amon-Ra, listen, you're one of our favorite players in the NFL. We actually, I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if we can show you, but we literally have your jersey hanging in our studio right there.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that.
If you can see 14 right there, yeah.
So
we have you hang, and that's, by the way, when they angle the camera at me, that's because I normally sit. This is where I normally sit during the show. So when they angle at me, you see your jersey right behind me because, again, you're my fantasy football ride or die. So
there we go.
Yeah. So listen, it's been a thrill to watch you play this season. The Lions are a lot of fun. We're all big fans here of you and of the Lions. So continued success, my friend, this season.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Amon-Ra.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.